I was a student missionary in New Guinea when I was at college. Oh, you need one more. And the girl that I was planning to marry stayed behind, and I went to the wilds of New Guinea. I went up in here, like up here. 8,000 feet on top of a mountain was an Adventist hospital. And I spent a year there, and the nearest town was down here about 200 miles away. And you had to walk it to get there, so you weren't walking to the post office every day. And there were no telephones or radios. So I was totally remote, which I loved. But this girl that I was hoping to marry, she got a little antsy with me because I wasn't communicating regularly, and I tried to explain to her that I am in an unusual situation. There's no means of communication. You know, my whole family could die, I wouldn't even know because I wasn't in contact. Anyway, so my girlfriend moved down to Melbourne in Australia near my family for the year that I was away. And when I came back from New Guinea after a year, I had asked my younger brother to look after my girlfriend. That was a very big mistake. He looked after her very well. Too well. And when I got back, I noticed that my girlfriend and my brother were unusually close. And I was forced to accept the fact that while the cat's away, the mice do play. And my girlfriend and my brother had started up a relationship together. So I broke up with this girl, which I regretted, but I didn't feel I had any choice. And I was so angry with my brother for doing this to me. He thought it was funny, that he stole my girlfriend. And he was the naturalist in our family. He was skipping school from as early as I can remember. He was skipping school and going into the beautiful woods around Melbourne to study the wildlife and the bird life. And Australia has so much more wildlife than this country. Australia is teeming with wildlife and birds. And so I started telling my brother, I mean, I did it deliberately, how exotic New Guinea is. Much more exotic than Australia. And we have kangaroos in Australia, but in New Guinea the kangaroos can climb trees, things like this. And he started buying all this. And he was a young guy, like 17 years of age. Anyway, I convinced him that New Guinea was a country that he should visit. And within a few months he was gone. We never saw him again. He's been like 50-something years in New Guinea and never been home once.
Wow.
And I felt very justified in getting him into New Guinea because that was his punishment, you know, what he had done to me. And we started hearing reports on the newspapers in Australia about this Australian guy that's popping up all over New Guinea, you know, in remote places. We had no idea it was our brother. Then we heard about him marrying the chief's daughter for 5,000 pigs. So one day my mother was reading the newspaper and she opened up to the centre page, double page section. And here's a picture of my brother hanging head down over a smoking fire. He's being initiated into the New Guinea tribe. And they put 300 pieces of sharpened bamboo through his skin and raised the skin up and they seared it with hot rocks. You've seen pictures of Africans who've done this, and their skin looks a bit like a crocodile. My brother's tribal name is the White Pukpuk. That's the word for crocodile, you know. So he looks like a crocodile too. Anyway, my mother telephoned me from Australia over here and she said, quick, jump on a plane and go to New Guinea. I said, what for? Rescue your brother. He's being initiated. And the article says that many people don't survive this initiation. I'm sure the blood loss is great. I said, Mother, let me tell you something about my brother. He's tougher than the New Guinea. He's going to survive. Don't even worry about it. No, you've got to go. I said, I'm not going. Because I know he's going to survive. And he survived. And then he took extra wives. And about 15 or 20 years ago when the big chief died, and here's my brother married to the big chief's oldest daughter. So the tribe voted him in as chief. He's now chief of many thousands of people on a whole stretch of the Pacific River. So I tell my children, it's unique to have an uncle who's a New Guinea chief. They all say, yeah, yeah.